Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete. Hey, I want to bring something kind of personal to me. Creating assets in a changing world of AI and 5 other major trends and 3 tips to grow. See, 3 years ago, I found myself laying in a hospital bed after a pretty severe stroke, losing the left side, having to start over physically. I had to start over emotionally. I had to start over relationship wise, and I had to start over financially. And my business had to start over because I shut down my digital marketing business and I started podcasting, publishing, and building thriving communities. Now, that 3 year journey can be shortened with a lot of lessons that I learned. Over 400 podcasts, learning so many valuable lessons from my guests. I want to pass these on to you. Instead of taking 3 years, I want to shorten your learning curve because 3 years is like 100 years in AI. And you may have heard of it, and you may be thinking, what am I going to do about it? Well, there's a lot of people wondering the same thing. I just want to give you some steps that you can use to start growing your business from scratch. And what I mean by scratch is you've been thinking and doing things a different way, and you're stuck because there's so much going on. There's 6 major trends, of which AI is one of them. So your time is precious. You're reacting more than you're planning. And you want to get to the point where you're knowing what's coming up for the most part, and you're acting strategically. And that's something that's so important in today is to think, journal, plan, and implement. That's what I've been doing for 3 years now. And it has served me well, and I want to share it with you. What you're looking at is an asset. An asset is something you want to create in the business that you're building today. That's why we podcast, publish, and build thriving communities. Now, let's go to the first one. I want to share with you what you can do to position yourself for the future. This isn't a quick fix. This is a mindset shift. Because if you make this mindset shift, the world is your oyster because digital assets don't go away. A podcast doesn't go away unless you intentionally shut it off. So when we do a podcast for our people, and I'll encourage you to get on my podcast because we'll get to know each other. We'll build a relationship as much as we can because a lot of times you don't have time to do this. You got a minute here, 2 minutes here. That's not enough to build a relationship, but we can dive into your story. We can create an asset. And when we create an asset, you win, we win, because we want to help you understand the value of a digital asset, the value of a podcast, because when people meet you, they're going to Google you. It's just the way of life now, because it's not what you think what you say you are. It's what Google and any other search vehicle that you're using, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, AI, whatever you're doing, it's going to pull from what's online. And if you haven't intentionally given people your profile, what you want the world to know about you, how you solve a problem, how you care, then they don't just read your mind. They have to see what they see online. That's a digital asset. That's why we give you a podcast. We want to do like Costco does, give you a sample before you buy. You get to sample what a digital asset is. We get to talk about your story. We get to put an asset online so when people meet you and they search you, They see your podcast. They get to understand your story. They start to get to know you, like you, and trust you. But one podcast is not enough. That's why when we started off, the asset of a magazine, the Collaborative Magazine, which is 20 podcast stories built around you, and picture yourself on the cover of this magazine. Now, that magazine right there was my first day at a lake near Shepherd. First day I had gone outside the boundaries of Shepherd and did some fishing with some friends of mine and with my team. You can see the ladies behind us. That was our team. That was our team that helped us. Just like in business, you need a team. Can't do it alone. Shouldn't do it alone. You do it as a team. That's why this magazine becomes your team, your key strategic partners in your journey. When you go and you bring yourself, this magazine, your team, to your ideal prospect, you're not just bringing yourself, you're bringing your team. And when a prospect sees that you have a team of trusted, vented people that can help solve their problem, because you have built your team over the course of your business and you're intentionally putting it together in a collaborative magazine. That's when the power is in the team. The power is in your value proposition to your ideal prospect. So just think, you're not just bringing yourself, you're learning how to pitch, how to build your profile, how to build a product, how to make a presentation, and finally, your partnerships. Because if you can understand that valuable concept, because it's in Key Person of Influence, picture yourself as a key person of influence in your market. But it can't be just what you think you have to bring the market. The market has to see it. They have to see it online. When you look at the numbers 7114 on the screen, that means for people to get to know you, like you, and trust you, they go through this journey. And this journey is 7 hours of getting to know you. Now, this could be over a 1-year period. But when somebody has a need to know, that's a buying signal. That's the 11. And they say, I want to know more about this solution. They're getting to know you and they're listening to you. They're reading about you. They're looking through the magazine. They're reading your book. And in Daniel Priestley, who wrote the book Key Person of Influence, which I suggest getting, when I read his book, that was a couple hours. When I listened to his podcast, that was some time. When I got his other books, which the other one is, no, he's got 4. Entrepreneurial Revolution, 24 Assets, and Scorecard Marketing. I read them all because I was interested in knowing more. Those were buying signals. If nobody's interested in what you're doing, you don't need to throw up on them and give them a 5 minutes of a throw up stuff where they have no interest. People are busy. You have to determine in your pitch the interest level of the person. And if you can't make it in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, then you haven't worked on it. We create leads, generate cash flow, and build thriving communities through our collaborative magazine. Done. Now, if they say, well, how do you create leads? We do it through podcasting, publishing, and building thriving communities. If they don't say anything after that, they're not interested in knowing more. So you don't have to keep talking about it, because just because you're passionate about it, like I am what I do, doesn't mean the whole world is or that person is. Whatever you do, you're going to be more passionate about it than others. But you can't expect everybody to believe like you believe. So when you're putting yourself out there, you want them to lean in. Lean in. Ooh, there we go. Lean in and be interested. And that's the 11. Lean in, buy a book. Lean in, attend a workshop. Lean in, listen to a podcast. Lean in, take an assessment. Lean in, watch a video. Those are all lean in. I want to know more. I'm raising my hand. I'm saying, I'm interested. When that is the case and there's a need to know more, then you're on the journey. That person is on the journey to discover more about you. But if you can put yourself out there, podcast, publish, magazine, book, workshop, white paper, video, short video, LinkedIn post, Facebook post, Instagram post, and people are commenting, and they go through 11 buying signals, raising their hand, need to know. Then they're wanting to know more. And you're taking them on a journey of discovery. Do you have the solution to what they're looking for? That's where you have to be very intentional about putting the magazine together. Because we build around you. You are the center of influence, or the cover of the magazine. Inside the magazine is 20 stories about your strategic team, so they can get to know your team. Now, depending on your influence and depending on the amount of experience you have and the way you handle yourself in your business, will be how much they'll trust you. If you have high trust, high influence, they may just go, oh, I want that carpet cleaner, and do it. They may want to read about it. They may want to listen to a podcast. Because sometimes people are trust and verify, meaning you recommend somebody, they trust you, but they're going to verify. Well, the magazine, the podcast, the article allows them to verify, to get to know that person and be able to see if it's a good solution to their problem. Or do they have somebody better that they would feel more comfortable using than you as that center of influence, that key person of influence? Think in your mind, if I'm intentional about bringing my team to the presentation of the ideal prospect, and you can say, not only do you have me and you have to work on your presentation, and we're not talking about that right now, but let's just say you have your presentation down, and part of your presentation is, let's just say you're listing your house and you have all these resources that you've trusted, invented, and used over the years. And you're bringing that person your trusted resources. You become more valuable. You have a better value proposition for that prospect. And they can look at that and go, wow, not only do I get you, Joe, I get all these other team members that you have worked with, that you believe in, that you feel are worthy of a referral. Not just saying, oh, if you need somebody, just call me. That's so general. But if in the magazine is these 20 people, 19 including yourself, that have gone on a journey with you, because we help you through a 12-week journey to where you're working together, collaborating together, partnerships together, helping each other, where each of you are handing out magazines so everybody benefits by the collaborative magazine. Each person has a vested interest in sharing the team. Their magazine may be slightly different than yours because they may want to be on the cover. They want to be the key person of influence, but it's a journey. The journey could last 2 years, 3 years to get on the cover. It could last 6 months. That depends on you. That depends on you saying, how fast do I want to build an intentional team around our collaborative magazine? How many podcasts do I want to do to be able to put those stories in the magazine? That depends on you. If you want to shorten the learning curve, there's options. And when you have options, it's a beautiful thing. And I always think, because we have ways for you to connect. We have a meetup on a weekly basis. We have a workshop. We have our growth day, which is one of the major trends, which is personal development. As we get into this new world of AI, there's one thing that will be sure that you can hang your hat on, or you can be sure of. If you're a good leader, you're a good influencer, you're a person of integrity, you're transparent where they can see the real you, you're going to win. Because as I was listening to a podcast by the CEO of HubSpot, we still need humans. Yes, is it going to help you do research? Yes. Will it help you find out the typical obstacles of your potential prospect? Will it help you see what problems and obstacles come in this industry that you're dealing with and trying to solve and trying to be a value proposition for, a resource for? You'll always take that thinking, always take that leadership, always thinking ahead. AI will give you all the data, and you can shorten your curve in learning all this. You can use it as a tool. But humans will always have that creative leadership ability. That's why Growth Day is so powerful, to help prepare you for the future. And you can try it for 7 days. 7 days of Brendon Burchard speaking goodness and knowledge and wisdom into your ear. Every day we call it the Daily Fire, and it's the 5 to Thrive. Your learning is kind of like your fuel for the day. Consider yourself a rocket, but you got to put the fuel in it. And if you can put that fuel in it 15 minutes before you start the day, man, you're going to have an energy-packed, wonderful day, because you will be intentional. You will have those goals, that vision. You will be present. You will add value because you have started the day with the right framing. When somebody like Brendon Burchard, who is the most successful guy, and you're not by yourself, because there's about 500,000 people in this community. So you're social learning. You're learning from others. And when you can learn from others, you accelerate your personal development. And that's the way the platform is set up. There's scores where you can score yourself. There's journaling. There's learning. There's challenges. There are things in there that make it so unique and valuable. I've been using it for 11 months. Haven't missed one day. I have listened to every single Daily Fire for 11 months because it's so valuable. I've been journaling for 3 years, but I didn't start out. I was never a journaler until my stroke, until I had a chance to really start reflecting, thinking about how do I want to finish my life? What kind of impact do I want to make? And how do I want to do it? That's where I'm here today, is to shorten your learning curve. Because I've done 400 podcasts. I've met some amazing people. I've learned so much through this journey. I want to help you. Because when we say, come on, be on our podcast, because if your business is not generating leads and creating cash flow, building thriving communities around a magazine like this, your chances of succeeding go way down. And in this AI-driven, technology-driven, and I'm going to go back to this as I find we do a workshop to help you, the 10 steps to help you grow and scale your business. And those 10 steps are, I want to give you that. Let me see if I can, there we go. Okay. I want to give you our masterclass. We teach you on this, but you can get it. Just go to pkane.me/masterclass. And it'll be the 10 steps, of which buying singles, when we talked about this, when we talked about that 11, an assessment is essential for your business. Waiting lists are essential for your business, because if you don't establish capacities in your business to deliver the best service you can possibly give, if you have unlimited capacity, you have no pricing tension, which means you got to set whatever it is that you can deliver the best possible experience that people will talk about you, because that's the least expensive marketing that you'll have, is intentional word of mouth, where people want to share you because it's such a wonderful experience. But if you say, I can have 300 people instead of 4, and you deliver to those 4 people the most amazing service that they can't help but tell people about you, then you have the pricing that you need to deliver that. So, workshop is one, and let me see if I can give you another, because I know I'm going to the virtual summit. Okay, virtual summit, yeah. This is another thing we do on the 1st and 3rd, which the trends, as we talked about the 5 other major trends besides AI. We have a digital asset revolution, and that's happening right now. That's why we give you a podcast. That's why we want to get to know you. We want to get to know you, so when we get to know you, we can connect you with people in our community. We can introduce you. We can help you grow through relationships. We can help you become a key person of influence. That's a journey. Doesn't happen in a week. That's a long-term strategy. But if you have that strategy, we invite you to our summit after the podcast. We want you to learn 5 minutes, 3 points. 5 minutes, 3 points. That's why when we do our virtual summit and our live event, it's 10 speakers, 15 talks. Because if you learn how to pitch, you're going to be successful, because it's about pitching, profiling, that is your digital profile online, your product that you offer, your presentation, and last, your partnerships. And when you're in this magazine, you're putting together partnerships with your community. That's why we say thriving communities, not just a community, thriving, because collectively You are together, you're better, and you're going on a 12-week journey to figure these out with the guidance of a certified high performance coach who can help you through the 12 steps, which the steps are based on Brendon Burchard's high performance coaching. So you're guided through the best possible experience you can be, but you're doing it with your key strategic partners. So you're leveraging, you're putting together packages, you're putting together joint ventures with your team. That way you can offer more value to your ideal prospect. So you have that. And let me see if I can give you another, because I'm at the end here. Oh, yeah. So we have several. We want you to book a 15-minute chat with us, and we'll put that in the show notes. But until then, if you think that, let me see, first, the virtual, be a guest on the podcast. Oh, our magazine. That we also have the magazine, which is the silver program. This is our bronze, where once a month, I'm going to teach you 5 to 7 strategies. And our community is going to pour into you so you can be on that journey of a key person of influence. Be able to podcast, publish, and build thriving communities, and know the strategy so we can shorten your learning curve. I did it I'm 3 years. Let's shorten it for you, because now we have AI. Now we have 5 major trends. Now we have leadership. Now we're downsizing, which, government's the largest employer in the world. 2.4 million people. That's a little bit too much. Walmart's a second and Amazon's a third. They're way behind. That's why we got to right size our government. Yeah, is there going to be pain there? Yes. If you live in Washington and you work for the government, you may have to be looking for something else, but come see us. Recommend us to your friend. We'll help you go on a journey, because the skill you learn, maybe you can transfer that into something of value, because it's all about value. If you can't solve a problem and create value and know how to do it in this changing age, you're going to be on the outside looking in, and you want to be on the forefront of this. So you can get on there. Let me see if I can send you to something else. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Our KPI Club. Yes. So if you go to pkane.me/KPI Club, you can see if this is a good fit for you. If this is something and it's within your budgets, our bronze, but we want to help you. See the bicycle with the power pack on it? Okay. If you had a bicycle just driving it, you're going to get to the place at a certain speed. But if you put a power pack on it, and that's what you're doing with our community, you're going to get there faster. And that's up to you. Do you want to get there faster? We can provide that. So take your assessment, get on our podcast. Come on, let me get to know you. Take an assessment so I can have a good idea. We can have a powerful, wonderful podcast. We can learn more about you and your business, so we can share you with our community. We can help you. If you feel that you want to go a little bit faster, let me see if I can get to this. Yes, I know I can. There we go. Okay, if you feel that, and let me see. Oh, I'm just put magazine, PeteKane.me, PeteKane.me/magazine. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, here we go. I know I had it here. There we go. Just go to that link and you can see if this is a good fit for you. It's how fast do you want to go? How quickly do you want to build your business? But let me assure you, this isn't a quick fix. This isn't like you do one thing and tomorrow you're going to have it all mastered. Business growing in these challenging times takes strategy and takes the right community with the right rocket fuel. And the rocket fuel for us is our masterclass. Yes, just figure the masterclass being the fuel to your rocket. And if you want to jump on that rocket, then come on, join us. Okay, we have fun. We have lots of fun. So, just to close, go to petekane.me/masterclass. If you want to talk specifically about your situation, get on my podcast, and then we'll invite you to have a strategy session with us. Everything's about a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, and we're in some crazy times, then you're not going to get the most out of your business. And we want you to be successful. And we want to help you. We want to shorten the learning curve. We want to take what AI is doing to the world, and we want to do that to your business. We want to shorten that time for you to have a vibrant business, be part of a community of people that care, that are out there working with each other. And when you're working with each other, let me see, you're in a community like our collaborative magazine, because we always say, be bold, make a difference, and have fun. And we podcast, publish, and build communities. That's what we do here. And thank you so much. If this is something you think will benefit somebody you know dear to you, please share it with them. We thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Be bold, make a difference, and have fun.